You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, I was trying to get to this video all day, but unfortunately, the college football world is burning to the ground right now with a scandal at Michigan, and it's an all-timer. But this is not great. This is not great. If you're like me and you're a fan of Sophie Cunningham, this sucks. If you're a fan of several other fan favorites on the team, this also sucks. Because it's not just Sophie. Now, in case you all do not realize it, they're trying to get a WNBA CBA done, and when that happens, there will probably be, I would guess, an expansion draft for the Toronto Tempo and the Portland Fire, I would guess within 2 or 3 days of whenever that CBA gets done. The deadline is now less than a month, January 9th, to try to get the freaking CBA talks done. But it does not look like Sophie Cunningham may be on the protected list by the Indiana Fever. I'm not thrilled by this. I still believe this plays in part, plays into my theory about agenda being part of what this team cares about. Unfortunately, I think it's part of what leadership cares about all over the league. And Sophie Cunningham does not fit into their agenda. If the Indiana Fever were smart, based on marketing alone, I would keep Sophie Cunningham on this team. You just found out she was the most Googled athlete for women in the entire United States for 2025. Sophie Cunningham, the Indiana Fever's popular wing player, is heading towards free agency. There's one way that journey could be interrupted, though, and that's because of the WNBA expansion draft. Toronto and Portland will be partaking in the draft this offseason to build their rosters as league's new teams. Each existing team can protect players from being picked, which ESPN estimates will be 5 players protected per team. I have heard that there's a chance that 6 players might emerge as part of the CBA, but I don't know. ESPN's Kevin Pelton notes that an expansion team could see Cunningham as, quote, a core candidate, I had no doubt about it, that essentially would allow them to take Cunningham in the expansion draft and offer her a huge 1-year contract. Does she fit the mold of that type of player? Not necessarily. Although Cunningham's general popularity went through the roof in 2025 after joining up with Indiana and teaming up with Caitlin Clark. Now, by the way, the Indiana Fever have a history of failing protecting players in the expansion draft. We all found out very quickly that losing Timmy Fabinlay was a massive, massive strike on the front office of the Indiana Fever. No doubt they chose poorly. And Timmy had a really nice season for the Golden State Valkyries. One of their most valuable players. We missed her length very quickly. Cunningham, by the way, we looked at her stats before. 3-point shots. She destroyed 3-point shots for about a 20-game stretch last year. When they were talking about putting Lexie Hull in the 3-point contest, I said, if anybody hasn't noticed, Sophie's the one shooting the 3 better right now and has been for the last 20 games. They took Lexie. Nothing against Lexie, but I just was pointing that out at the time. Yeah, this sucks. And it's not the only players. Right here, Chloe Bibby, another fan favorite. Right? Sydney Colson. Aari McDonald. All right? Somebody that I would guess you would have thought might have been some kind of a priority to keep as Caitlin Clark's backup, some youth, some speed. I mean, Sydney Colson, she suffered a bad injury, and she was old already. And we just watched what old looked like. DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard. I don't know if you guys noticed, but last year when this team was able to play with speed, speed killed. I mean, it went real well when this team was able to get up and down the floor. The problem is Stephanie White doesn't want to play that game. Unbelievable. This is not great at all. And it's a huge sign that, I mean, I just did a video about the Indiana Fever far and away being America's team. We've talked about that. They have a valuable opportunity, provided they don't jack things up with Caitlin Clark, which they have not proven that they won't do, right? And you got Sophie Cunningham, provided you don't let her go and let her out the door. Same goes with Lexie Hull. I mean, you got a core group of 3 players. You can add in Kelsey Mitchell in there if you want to. That's fine. Call it 4 players. Some people will put Aaliyah Boston in there. But you got a core group there that you can continue to grow with. And the league, you know, I mean, you're literally potentially the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Yankees of the WNBA if you play your cards right. But I mean, this league has a 27-year history of fumbling the bag. And how's that done? It's not only done at the very top in the office and the ownership levels, but it's done at the individual team levels. Oh, but we got Caitlin Clark, and that's great. It is great. You need to do everything you can to keep her happy. Sophie and Lexie are 2 homegirls. So, you do what you want to, but I'm trying to do whatever I can to keep number 22 happy. Whatever that looks like, whatever has to be done, however many Asia Wilsons you got to piss off, no, too bad. If you're gonna make some if you're gonna make an omelet, you got to break some eggs. I mean, trust me, I eat an omelet every day. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.